What's up, chat? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be drawing some of my OCs as album covers. So, I don't know if y'all have seen this trend. Well, it's not really a trend. I just saw this one person do it like November, December last year. It's just another thing to do with your OCs, figuring out what music they listen to, what artists they like, stuff like that. Kind of a fun characterization aspect to it if you're a professional overthinker like me. I actually did this last year with 3 of my characters, but I don't have any footage of those. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. I picked some other albums, and I'm going to be drawing even more of my characters. This first drawing is a drawing of my character JoJo as the Fallen Evanescence album cover. Partially because it's very fitting for her character, and partially because it was already a trend in the art community to draw this album cover or draw an OC on the cover of it, so this was a pretty quick drawing. I don't think it took me more than an hour or so to do it, but it ended up not being my favorite. I can't explain it, there's just something sinister about this drawing. Regardless, I love this album, and I love this character that I'm drawing, so I had fun. This character, JoJo, is kind of an emo character, and she really likes emo music or rock and stuff like that. MCR, Panic at the Disco, Evanescence, especially this album. Her favorite songs from this album, or more accurately, the songs from this album that I've assigned to her are Going Under, Bring Me Back to Life, Tourniquet, and Whisper. These are just my favorite songs from this album, so. Not that these songs are important to her lore or anything, she's fine. She's fine. She's just way too into music and way too into fandom culture. While I was drawing this, I sort of laid out some rules for myself to follow. Basically, I decided I can change the color of the hair, or the eyes, or the skin, or, structure of the face. Some of my characters have really distinct facial structure. Not in this one, in the next one. And for the most part, I just put them in the same makeup or outfits, stuff like that. Not all of them. You'll see what I mean. That's why I tried to give JoJo these sideswept emo bangs, even though Amy Lee, the woman on the album cover, does not have this hairstyle. I just felt like I really needed something to make it look like my character and not just a drawing of this album cover. And yeah, maybe they turned out, not so good, but, I tried. I also changed the eye color because JoJo has brown eyes. Now, I still kept them blue, but I made them a much darker blue than they are in the original picture, because that's how I imagined darker eyes would have looked like in this lighting and editing style, whereas Amy Lee has actual blue eyes. I also decided not to draw the eyebrow piercing onto this character, if you'll notice, just because I feel like her parents wouldn't let her have one. Other than that, easy drawing. Faces are my specialty, super easy for me to draw. I draw JoJo a lot, so I'm very used to it. I kept the shading pretty minimal. By minimal, I do mean non-existent. I was just really ready for this drawing to be over. I think I could tell that it wasn't my favorite. I really enjoyed rendering the hair, though. Working with the limited color palette actually sped things up a lot, I think. I mean, everything was just different shades of blue. I got kind of lazy and didn't do the background myself. And I didn't do the label either. I copy-pasted it from Google. Wah, wah. I am not about that calligraphy lifestyle, okay? I'm done with this drawing. I want this drawing to be done. Alright, pony, settle down, get back in your seats. That's right, it's time for Chapel Roan, because this drawing is a drawing of my character Sarah as the cover of Good Luck Babe. Honestly, I've been wanting to draw Sarah as this cover in this outfit with this piggy nose for some time now, okay? It's been months, like, since I drew all those other drawings. This fit is so her. This song is so her. Kind of, except she's a teenager who's never been in this situation. But I don't care, I had to do it. I already drew Catherine as the rise and fall. That's just because she's ginger though. And, you know, I had to put them in their cute couple costume. It had to be done. Anyways, about the actual drawing, I think I'm more happy with this drawing because it's a lot closer to my style. The proportions of the face are more realistic, or like more accurate to how I normally draw her, which I think was a lot of my problem with the JoJo drawing. I drew her with a different facial structure than Chapel Roan, and when we get to the coloring of this footage, you'll see that I gave her a different skin tone and slightly darker hair, though I don't think you can tell. But the outfit is basically one-to-one. I'm kind of a huge fashion nerd, and I'm a big fan of a lot of Chapel Roan's looks. I'm also a fan of her music and stuff, of course, but like, her outfits, just expect a video, okay? Subscribe if you want to see a Chapel Roan outfit fan art video, because I have turned in not one, but 2 essays this year about Chapel Roan fashion. And this Grammys After Party 2023 look with the Penelope prosthetic and the mildly medieval headdress and the bodice of this velvety red dress. I like it a lot. I love it. Probably one of my favorite Chapel Roan costumes, like, ever to date. But enough. You're not here for Chapel Roan Fashion Rave. You're here for the art, which, unfortunately for you, means you're also going to listen to me talk about my OC. Sarah is this confident, campy, sarcastic character who is actually sort of mean to most of the characters, almost to the point of being a bully. And for no reason, she's just like that. She's just a evil, vindictive kind of girl. She's very into makeup and beauty, stuff like that. She's a fashion enthusiast, especially like gothic fashion. But then she has to move to rural Texas, so good luck, babe. And now you can see me working on the dress here. I've never shaded anything like this, not digitally anyways, and I was very concerned. Concerned to say the least. There was a solid 30 minutes of this coloring process where I was asking myself if this drawing was even salvageable, okay? I didn't know if this drawing was going to make it to the other side. But you know what they say? Rendering saves lives. And when I tell you, this filter that I put on the dress single-handedly saved the entire drawing, okay? I am very happy with it. I'm proud, actually. I'm proud of this drawing. I really like how the shading turned out. Like, after that stint that I served in the war that was shading the dress, this drawing went fairly smoothly. Especially that face. I mean, she's serving, is she not? Does she not have undeniable face card in this drawing? I think so. I think that. To finish it off, I shaded the skin, I colored the necklace, colored the line art, and added in her little moles after I realized I forgot them. She's serving, 4 + 4 is 8, great success. That's right, it's time. you saw it in the thumbnail and you clicked on it because you're just as online as I am. It's Weezer. This drawing is 4 of my characters as the blue Weezer album cover. I don't know how to tell you about all of them without it being confusing. I'm just gonna call them the gang. Before we get into it, spoiler alert, this is my favorite drawing out of the entire video, by far. And having said that, I lost all of the footage from the sketch. Yeah, while I was drawing this, I locked in a little too close to the sun, so to speak, and didn't realize that my laptop was on low battery, and it died. Like, it died no save file at all. I hadn't saved once in this drawing. I was on call with my friend at the time, and yelped. Y'all, I almost started crying. I thought I was going to lose that entire drawing. I was already in mourning, and then, by some miracle, when I shamefully opened my laptop again, it was just there. My drawing program was just open, like nothing happened, like my laptop hadn't literally died. So yeah, 3 hours of corrupted footage, and I don't even care. Anyways, after the moment of silence that I had to take after that near-death experience, the drawing went pretty well. Sure, it took me like 4.5 hours in total, but that was 4.5 hours total spent hard at work. I was locked in on this drawing. Like, when I tell you shrimp style, bent over my drawing tablet, watching Squid Games in another tab, that's how locked in I was. Honestly, the only problem I had the entire drawing process was freaking Parker. This guy, this funny looking guy, all the way to the left. And if I'm being honest, the only reason I had problems with him is because he doesn't wear pants, he only wears basketball shorts, and that means that I had to draw his freaking legs, and, you know, I'm not so talented at that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I have to learn somehow, and I think I basically got it under control, at least for the time being. I don't think he looks too out of place. I think I can cope with it. After this line art, the drawing was just smooth sailing, okay? It was easy peasy. If easy peasy meant 2.5 hours on coloring. You can probably tell at this point in the speed paint that I did not draw them in the Weezer outfits. I just drew them in their basic character outfits, you know, just what I always imagine them in, what I always draw them in. Just because I'm not putting them in those ugly boy loser outfits, okay? I mean, except for Ricky. I just put Ricky in a different ugly boy loser outfit. And what a boy loser he is. His favorite Weezer song is Butterfly, okay? Speaking of, Jack looks so cute in this picture. He's probably my favorite out of the entire drawing. He's so freaking cute. He's so baby girl, staring at the camera with his doe eyes like a respectful brunette angel. And then Ricky's just there staring at him like the devil. I'm in love. What can I say? I'm in love with Jack. I'm in love with this drawing. I'm in love with Weezer. Yeah. So, Jack's favorite Weezer song is probably Buddy Holly, same thing with Parker, but Jack also really likes Undone, Jack really likes Pink Triangle. These songs are important to his lore. And, okay, look, I'm not gonna talk about this other character because I don't know how to explain this character to you guys. You guys would not understand it, okay? You guys would not understand or support it, and I have to protect my baby, okay? but let's just say that's it. That's all you're getting. I'm not talking about that character. I don't care. Let's talk about Ricky's pajama pants. I drew them, and I'm fairly happy with how they turned out. I didn't just clipping mask a random image onto them like I normally would have. Not the same story for Parker's shirt. I like to copy paste him into random graphic tees, okay? And right now he's suiting a Pete the Cat shirt. He also likes Say It Ain't So. You know, it's probably a second favorite of his. Not like I've thought about this before extensively. That's really all I have to say. I don't have anything else to say about the drawing. I just colored it and shaded it. I colored my line art, you know, stuff like that. I wish I could tell you guys more about my process, but that's really it. I just have severe brain rot about my characters and their fake world and their fake high school, and all I want to do is draw pictures of them. And all I want to do is share those pictures on YouTube and talk about them. So, you know, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, you guys! I'm sorry. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. There are more to come, I guarantee it, because I'm already working on part 2. And I have other ideas for YouTube videos. You know, they won't all be about my characters. Most of them will be. They won't all be about my characters. I can do other things. And it's time for me to peace out. It's 10 p.m. I really wanted to get this video out today. Thank you for watching, especially because I know that this isn't the best video. This is not the best production value. I'm very, very new to this editing software. I'm very new to this recording. I don't even have real PNGs yet, y'all. I just have pictures from my sketchbook that I turned into stickers in my gallery on my Samsung. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for listening to my characters, stories, and stuff like that. And I don't know, stay cringe or free or something like that. I don't care.